Yes, brothers and sisters, welcome back once again. Fazil is my name. Thank you very much for subscribing, commenting. I read your comments and go through whatever you have to say. Now, there's this thing that has been making rounds on social media. I hadn't paid much heed to it. People who were saying that Museveni is dead and all this kind of thing. Now, initially, it started as a joke a few weeks ago, like 3 or 5 weeks ago, where people were saying that he was taken to Nairobi, he's really badly off, he's going to die. Then afterwards, they said it is his son, Muhozi, is dead. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is funny, and I didn't take these things serious. Now, another round of Museveni death happened. This time, it still, started from social media, and people were saying that the guy is dead. Now, it was quite interesting, and for the very first time, Museveni started to reply to the death rumors. Now, in typical dictatorial fashion, it is now criminal to imagine the death of the president. Now, I thought Museveni is very strong that for him, he doesn't fear death. But I think even for dictators like him, they actually fear death. Now, let us listen to what he said about the situation. Then afterwards, I'll come back and we talk about this issue.
We need sort of, I don't think it is a security problem, but it is an idiotic problem. The social media apparently has been saying that Museveni is dead. Now, the other day when I went to side of bomb or to lay a foundation, and people were looking really very, because they thought they had been told by social media that Museveni is dead or something like that. So the security service needs also to solve that problem. I need to check with them to locate quickly the one who tells such a story, because you waste people's time. They should go for you. They should go for you, should locate you where you are, and we'll go for you. And if you are in Europe, then we denounce you. Say, go to hell.
So, as you have heard, the gentleman there saying that people who are spreading news that he's dead, they should be arrested. Now, so it's criminal now to say that the president is dead, or that sort of thing. Now, I hadn't paid attention to it, but there's a few things here that we can look at. Number one, it means that Museveni follows a lot of social media. It means that he reads, he follows, and he looks into what is trending in one way or the other. He's monitoring the activities of people on social media. Because this death issue was not in the mainstream media. It wasn't in the news, that is radio. It wasn't on TVs. So it means that there's a very big... Because look here, I've always told people that ever since People Power came on the scene, every response that Bobby Wine has been making, every response Museveni has been making about different issues on media, it has always been social media. He hasn't replied to TV in a long time. He hasn't replied on radio for a long time. Like you wouldn't literally hear him say that, okay, I had so and so say the other day on TV, or I had so and so say the other day on radio. He doesn't, because he doesn't watch TV, he doesn't watch radio. All he does is he is very worried of what people on social media are likely to say. Now, for those of you, you should understand that he lost his Facebook page because one of his people, the one who used to handle it, one Don Wanyama, he was penalized for running fake accounts by Facebook, and he's the one who had access on Museveni's Facebook page. Now, if you go to his Facebook page, the last time he posted is 6 months ago. So Facebook banned them. So the only platform he's left with is Twitter. And with this ban, Museveni was very, very livid and very angry that Facebook would do this to him and all his supporters. So he installed a ban on Facebook, blah, blah, blah. He blocked it, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, he opened it up because himself, he couldn't survive without Facebook, without Twitter, right? Because he needs to know what people are talking about. Now, you remember very well a few years ago, he still decided to create some sort of a program where he would reply to people's questions and people's comments. Now, this shows the impact of social media on governments and dictatorships today, that no one is going to reply to an article in the newspaper that has been written about Museveni. Okay, maybe his media team can do that, but no one is going to reply to Museveni. Museveni is not going even to reply to people who have spoken about him on TV and radio and written news or websites. It's not going to happen. The gentleman had actually created a he was writing replies directly to people. If you go to his Facebook page, he would write, oh, Pharaoh Bazokoro, blah, 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 blah. This so-and-so said this, we shall handle this. So-and-so said this, we shall handle this. That's what he was doing, literally. He has never written any article in this day and age of social media, he has never written any article on his website or on his news media replying to any of the things that were addressed in a particular newspaper. No. Why? Because he has realized that now social media is a very powerful tool. And he knows that if at all he is not in check with it, he might be caught by surprise. And that is why you see when the Museveni deaths was trending on Twitter as well as Facebook, he was worried. That's why you see he had to make a stunt of him to invite Ruto as well as to go and open a sham facility known as a sham facility that is going to manufacture those things. So that is one aspect to me that I've actually that piqued my interest, that this guy, okay, for people who think that social media is not something that he's worried about, definitely he is worried about it. And that is why they had to create a team of people with fake accounts and all this kind of stuff. He was hacking people's accounts. He was hacking Facebook pages. And these are people who are not even multi-corporations. These are just individual pages of people who are just doing their activism, who are just speaking about the issues of the country. Why would he write to Google and YouTube and tell them to close down YouTube pages? What, because people have said the truth? Why would you write to Facebook and tell Facebook to close down people's pages? Why? Because people have spoken about you? And now he's saying, okay, ISO, you should arrest these people. Good luck with ISO to arrest. Now, I'm not a person who believes in propaganda or misinformation. I'm a person who believes in facts. And what I'm replying to here is Museveni's reaction to the rumors that were happening on social media and what that really means in this day and age. Now, the other issue is the fact that Museveni has realized that he's immortal as well. He can die. And when you realize that you can die, and then you see people saying, oh, Museveni is dead, Museveni is dead, it scares the hell out of him. You get it? So I think when he sits back and reflects on these things of the troubles that he has put Uganda through, the people that have died on his watch, and all that kind of stuff, I don't think that he is happy with his deeds so far. And he's not a man who is ready to repent. Now, given the fact that this gives him a lot of headache, as a Museveni, for me, I would have thought that, okay, these people are saying that I'm dead. I'm not going to say that I'm dead. I am not going to reply to that as well. Now, this shows how petty this guy can go. That, okay, even he replies to death rumors when himself he knows that he is, well, maybe he knows that he's still alive. Maybe metaphorically speaking to Ugandans, you are dead because you don't exist. COVID is all over the place. Everything is happening. People are stealing money. And we do not see any person in charge of the country. Like you can claim that you are president as you claim, but nothing shows that you're in charge. And maybe people are speaking hypothetically, that maybe he's dead. So the fact that he replied to the statement, it shows a bit of paranoia and a bit of, Museveni being frightened. I mean, that was really funny. So now you cannot even say that the president is dead. Like, if you say that, you're literally going to get arrested. And people are going to be killed for that. Because people will go and then say Museveni is dead. You go to arrest them, they will resist arrest, and then they will be shot. We have really been ruled in a very, very bad way in this country. And I just hope that one day we shall be able to overcome this kind of situation that we live in today. Living with an old tyrant, and there's nothing as bad as living with an old tyrant like this guy. Because he is paranoid. He thinks that he is the best in everything. It's really sad. So guys, that's it for now. But this is quite interesting. Oh, I would show you this article as well on the Daily Monitor that they wrote about this particular issue, where they said that those announcing my death will be arrested. Museveni has directed security forces to locate very quickly and arrest sources of fake news regarding his presumed death. Quote, apparently social media has been saying that Museveni is dead. They, security service, should locate very quickly the one who tells such a story. Museveni said during another swearing-in ceremony of cabinet ministers at Kololo Independence Grounds. The claims that have been vocal even after the president has made several public appearances started circulating on the night of the 26th in form of multimedia from anonymous sources on micro-blogging platforms, including the government-banned Facebook mobile application. The other day when I went to that side of Bombo to lay a foundation, people were looking at me with shock because social media reported that I was dead. Just for your information, these people were actually fetched by Museveni and put in these places. Museveni now says that security should solve what he describes as a non-security but rather idiotic problem. Uganda has blah blah blah. Meanwhile, a quick probe by the Daily Monitor finds anecdotal evidence that there are hundreds of fake accounts run on microblogging platforms by reproachful persons in Uganda. In a country where misinformation almost spreads faster than accurate information, communications scholar and lecturer at Uganda Christian University, Professor Monica Chibita, tells Daily Monitor that fake news always has undesirable outcome. There is need for equipping and capacitating people at the receiving end on how to re-examine information before perceiving it as gospel truth, she said. Now, the problem is not that people on microblogging platforms are spreading fake news. Fake news starts within the State House itself. The amount of fake news that the State House released on People Power, Bobby Wine, as well as his supporters, how come you did not come out to condemn that, Madam Professor? It starts within. This is the sort of government that we have. It's a government of liars, deceitful individuals. They have who for them, being truthful is a crime. That is what they consider a crime of someone being truthful. So what do you expect? This is the thing you have nurtured in people. So if they say that Museveni is dead, maybe we can speak about it philosophically and see, because if you take it into philosophy, people might be right. You have a dead government. So if they say Museveni is dead, So Museveni had to fetch people and say that, look here, guys, I'm alive. And then they flouted the COVID guidelines. So he has even to prove to people that he's still alive. He has to still prove to people that he has done something for Uganda. We always tell people that if you have really done something in Uganda, let your actions speak for themselves. And that is what I will end this episode with. That if Museveni is truly alive, well, I don't think that his actions are speaking for himself. Let your actions speak for yourself. You don't need to prove to people that you are either alive or dead. Thank you very much for listening.